Hi, this is Fazana again. Welcome to Fazmaths. In this video, we will be looking at simultaneous equations involving the equation of a circle and the equation of a straight line. As I mentioned in my video on simultaneous equations involving a quadratic equation and a straight line, what we're trying to find is the point of intersection, and the two unknowns are the x and y coordinates. This can be solved algebraically or graphically. So let's have a look at it algebraically first. Okay, we've got x squared plus y squared equals 25 and y equals x minus 7. So with all simultaneous equations, you know you have to eliminate one of the letters. So before I do that, I sort of look at the question and I think, okay, what two square numbers do I know that add up to give 25? And I could have 9 plus 16, so that's 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 25. So this just makes me feel a little bit in control. So I know one of my answers could be a combination of 3 and 4 if there are 2 points of intersection. Okay, in order to eliminate the letters, one of the letters, we know y equals x minus 7. So if we said y squared equals x minus 7 times x minus 7, then because it's you've got all the x's there, you can actually substitute it in there and the whole equation will be just x. And then we solve the x and then solve the y. So let's go for it. So in there, we're going to write x squared. Okay, now let's expand this. And if you've watched my video on expanding double brackets, if it's just a simple one like this, I can actually cheat. So it would be x squared, and then I add my numbers, so minus 14, and that's what's attached to the x, and then minus times minus is positive, and then I multiply my numbers and I get 49. So I've got x squared plus that expression there, it's 49 equals 25. Now I'm going to collect my like terms and also minus my 25, because with quadratic equations we make one side 0. So you've got 2x squared minus 14x, and then 49 minus 25 is plus 24. Although it looks like we'll have to use the AC method because we've got more than one x squared, you can tell all the numbers can actually go into 2. So inside you'll have x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Now if you're factorizing it, that too has to be shown, but if you're solving it, then as long as this expression is 0, then 0 times 2 is 0. So we will just factorize that bit. So we're looking for two numbers that add to give minus 7 and multiply to give positive 12. So you know both the numbers are negative because they multiply to give a positive and they add to give a negative. Factors of 12 that add to give 7 will be 3 and 4. So there we have our double bracket. Okay, and if we make it 0, then x equals 3 or x equals 4. If it's just x, you just change the sign. So if x is 3, then from above y equals 3 minus 7, which is minus 4. And if x is 4, then y equals 4 minus 7, which is minus 3. So we've got 2 points of intersection, 3 minus 4 and 4 minus 3. And a smile comes on your face because it's just this mixture of 3's and 4's, which we knew all about. Okay, let's try sketch it just to confirm that it has the 2 points of intersection. And if you have a circle with just x squared plus y squared equals a number, then the center will always be 0, 0. And the radius of the circle will always be the square root of the 25, which is that 25 there, which is 5. Okay, in an upcoming video we'll talk about when the center is not 0, 0. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, so you've got x squared plus y squared equals 40 and x plus y equals 4. So here again I'm quickly thinking of two square numbers that add to give 40, and I can see 6 squared is 36 plus 2 squared is 4, which would add up to 40. Here I've actually got to make one of the letters the subject, so I'll leave x on that side and I've got 4 minus y. Okay, so instead of the x squared in there, we're going to write it in terms of y. So x squared equals 4 minus y times 4 minus y. And when you expand it out, you'll get y squared minus 8y plus 16. So we're going to substitute it instead of the x squared. We've got y squared minus 8y plus 16 plus that original y squared equals 40. I'm going to collect like terms, but I'm also going to minus the 40. So I've got 2y squared minus 8y, and then 16 minus 40 is minus 24. And that should be equal to 0. Okay, and again, like with the last question, which was really useful, everything can go into 2. So I've got y squared minus 4y minus 12 equals 0. It's just a simple y squared. So two numbers that add to give minus 4 multiply to give minus 12. So one's a positive, one's a negative. Factors of 12 that have a difference of 4. So you've got minus 6 or 2. So your double brackets are x plus 2, x minus 6. And therefore x equals minus 2 or x equals 6. And somebody tell me, so used to doing the x first, so y equals 6. Now let's go figure out our x. So x equals 4 minus y, so 4, and then minus times minus will be, or minus times minus will be positive. So you've got 4 plus 2, which is 6. And if y is 6, then x equals 4 minus 6, which is minus 2. And again, we're smiling away because we knew about the 6 and the 2. We just didn't know which was a positive and which one was a negative. Okay, so apart from that mishap, if you make a mistake somewhere along the line, as you're writing, your eyes just go on to what you've written before, so it's quite easy to sort of catch your mistake, but that could have been not so nice. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, x squared plus y squared equals 50, and x equals 10 minus y. So over here, I can think of 7 squared plus 1 squared, which is 49 plus 1, or you could have 5 squared, which is 25, plus 5 squared, which is 25, that comes to 50. So I can think of two combinations. Okay, and you've got x being the subject there. So let's go for x squared. So we're going to substitute it in there. And you've got 10 minus y times 10 minus y. And when you expand it out, you're going to get y squared minus 20y plus 100. Okay, so we're going to put it in there. So you're going y squared minus 20y plus 100 plus the y squared equals 50. You must underline that because you don't want to forget to add the extra y squared. Okay, we'll collect like terms and minus the 50. So you've got 2y squared minus 20y, and then 100 minus 50 is plus 50. And again, we're quite okay because everything can go into 2 equals 0. And then two numbers that add to give minus 10 multiply to give 25. And somehow I'm looking at my 5s up there, and then I think, oh look, minus 5 and minus 5. And that makes sense because minus times minus is positive. So we've got y minus 5. I have written the y, yes? Y minus 5 equals 0. And you can see there is only one point of intersection. So y equals 5. And then x equals, in there, 10 minus 5, which is 5. So your point of intersection is just 5, 5. And that was really, really easy, yes? Okay, let's try one that's slightly full of decimals and fractions and negative numbers. Okay, so over here I'm thinking of two numbers that square numbers that add to give 18. So I've got 3 squared plus 3 squared. So I might have a combination of 3 and 3, but I can't seem to think of anything else. So, okay, so we've got y minus 2x equals 3. We'll take the x to the other side, so you've got y equals 2x plus 3. So we're going to put it in there. So y squared equals 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. And if you expand that out, you'll get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay, so we're going to put it in there. So you've got your original x squared, and then plus 4x squared plus 12x plus 9 equals 18. Okay, we'll minus the 18 while we're collecting like terms. So you've got 5x squared plus 12x minus 9 equals 0. Okay, this time we can't actually factorize and put anything outside the brackets, so we're going to use our AC method. So I hope you've watched my video on factorizing with more than one x squared, where I use the AC method. So a is 5, b is 12, and c is minus 9. And I go a times c equals 5 times minus 9 is minus 45. So I'm looking for two numbers that add to give 12 and multiply to give minus 45. And if they multiply to give a negative, then you know one's a positive and one's a negative. So you're looking for two numbers, two factors of 45 that have a difference of 12. So you can see it'll be 15 and minus 3. So now we're going to rewrite, split, and factorize. So rewriting the 12x, you've got 5x squared plus 15x minus 3x minus 9 equals 0. And then we split and we factorize. So you've got 5x, x plus 3 minus 3x plus, because minus times positive will be minus, equals 0. And these two have to be the same. And if you've watched my video on expanding double brackets, then you remember me saying this with rhythm. 5x times x plus 3 minus 3 times x plus 3. So that comes from the double brackets 5x minus 3 and x plus 3. Okay, here it's really easy because x will just be minus 3. And here, as I've said, if 5x minus 3 is 0, then if you're adding 3, the 3 will go to the other side. So then we're dividing by 5, and x equals 3/5, which is 0.6. So you can use 3/5 or 0.6, but I'll use the decimal. X equals 0.6. Okay, so when x is 0.6, then y is, we're looking at it in the 2x plus 3, so that will be 1.2 plus 3, which is 4.2. And if x is minus 3, then y will be minus 6 plus 3, which will be minus 3. So our 2 points of intersection is 0.6 and 4.2, and minus 3, minus 3. And we had the 3's and 3's up there, so we know we did really well there. Okay, let's have a look at something a little different and a slightly higher level question. If you're asked this, Bill said that the line y equals 6 cuts the circle x squared plus y squared equals 25 at 2 points. Show that he is incorrect. Now here, all you've got to do is, you know, y equals 6, so you just write x squared plus, and instead of y squared, you wrote 6 squared equals 25. And the 6 squared is 36. So if you minus the 36, you'll get x squared equals minus 11. And you can tell that you can't actually square root a negative number. And so if you can't square root a negative number, it means that there is no point of intersection between the line y equals 6 and x squared plus y squared equals 25. And I just sketched it for you, which proves, there you have your line y equals 6, and here you have your circle x squared plus y squared equals 25, and you can tell there's no point of intersection. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the topic and the video, and if you get a similar question in a test or exam, I hope a smile appears on your face because you practiced it so well. Remember, more practice in any subject leads to an enjoyable exam and brilliant grades. You're in control. Until next time, take care. Bye.